Brighten up those already bright mornings. Wheeler, Ollie, and Lecter. Mornings at the Cabin.
Do you like our new liner? It's for spring and summer. I love the way it makes me look slimmer. That's how I roll. That doesn't really make any sense really whatsoever. Mornings at the Cabin. Wheeler and Lecter with you on your Wednesday morning. A short week this week. It's Good Friday on Friday, so only a couple more days of work left. Hopefully you've got a little time off this weekend. I've got the Friday off and then back to work on Saturday. How about you?
You taking Monday?
I don't have Monday. No, can't take Monday. No, I can't take any time off.
We're taking Monday.
We are taking Monday.
Yes.
So it's going to feel like 3 weeks have passed between Thursday's show and Tuesday's show.
It'll be nice.
It'll be nice. Yeah. Absolutely.
I didn't know you guys took it last year, actually. I asked Ollie about it. He's like, yeah, we took it last year. Why the heck shouldn't we take it this year?
Yeah, you weren't here. Okay. Where were you last Easter?
Oh, where would I have been? Prague?
Loud. Randy's loud this morning.
Prague or Berlin?
Prague or Berlin. What a life you lead.
God. Glad I'm past that.
Right? Here you are in the morning with me. Isn't this better?
It is.
Yeah. If Nicole's listening right now, she's screaming at me. Like, no! It's not!
She's not. It's okay.
Oh, okay. Good. She hints that she listens every once in a while. Like yesterday when we were talking about Game of Thrones, she messaged me and said, I had to turn off the radio in case you gave away a spoiler.
You got to be careful. She'll just sneak in that cabin back door when you least expect it.
Oh, goodness. Now, did you end up watching? We got to talk about this. Did you end up watching it last night? Were you able to watch party?
Yes.
All right. Well,
I'm all watched up.
Now we got a show.
All right.
We got a show.
Mornings at the Cabin, the podcast.
Mornings at the Cabin. Wheeler and Lecter with you on your Wednesday morning. This morning's show brought to you by the UCP of Alberta. Alberta. No rats, no gays. Or at least let's name them all so we know where they are. I don't really want to go into the Alberta election. It's too early, and I just want to have fun with my friend Scott.
I can't. Oh, there we go.
There we are. I'm always used to putting pod 3 up on you. I have no idea what I'm doing. That's a lot of people waking up this morning to a lot of anger, a lot of frustration. This is how democracy works. It is
angers and frustrates
a
people.
Dumpster fire on both sides. One side worse than the other. I'm not going to say which. UCP. But the Lecter, last night you finally got to watch Game of Thrones season 8.
Mm-hmm.
Episode 1.
Episode 1, yes.
Yeah. And you saw that Beric Dondarrion died. How did you feel?
I still don't know who that is.
Oh, God. He's the guy with the flaming sword and the one eye.
He died?
No.
Oh.
I said that on Monday. To screw with you.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, it was good.
Good. Great. Oh, wow. I'm glad we had this talk. And how was the watch party? Did everybody have a good time?
Chili was fantastic.
Was it?
Garlic bread was on point.
On point.
It always is.
Okay. How was the episode, Scott? How did people react to all the things that happened?
Well, there was shock.
And awe?
A little bit of awe.
A little bit.
Not as much awe as I would have thought.
Well, we're getting to the point where, we've kind of seen everything, and the first episode is, everyone's kind of getting together. So we're kind of setting up the season. Everybody's arriving at Winterfell. Right. And we're kind of determining what's and at the end, do you like the ending? That last person that arrived at Winterfell?
I did. Was that the what you were kind of spoiling for me?
No, I didn't. No,
without music?
No, I was talking. No, there was that one, but that one's just awesome because Bran's just sitting there staring.
Okay, let's not ruin everything.
I'm not saying Bran was sitting there. Bran's sitting. That's basically what he's done since season 1.
Yeah,
that's not spoiling anything.
Whole lot of sitting.
Okay, but no, the reunion was at the Weirwood Tree between. You know what? Jon Snow and Arya. They finally see. This is the first time they've seen each other since season 1.
Yeah.
And it wasn't really a huge epic moment. It was.
Well, what'd you want?
It was nice. No, but I mean,
hugged?
Okay, no, but I mean, when Sansa arrives at Winterfell, it's a huge moment. It's emotional, and they hug it out. And it's one of the first reunions between Stark kids again. But between Arya and Jon, it wasn't undercut by anything. It was undercut by the lack of music. There was a little bit at the end. Obviously, there's some tension there because she's like, "Don't ever betray your family. This is my family. Don't ever forget that."
Right.
So. It was interesting to me because if you're going to undercut it and create that tension by having no music, because we as humans, we're just monkeys, so we need music to tell us when to feel things in movies and TV. They don't have it. So that kind of undercuts it, creates a little bit more tension, and creates as much as we've wanted to see this reunion for the entire series. It was anticlimactic, right?
I didn't get that.
Oh, right. Does okay.
Yeah,
if anybody wants to come in and talk about Game of Thrones, please
Jesse
do.
is dying to talk to someone who knows what's going on about Game of Thrones. If we could help him out with this.
You caught up. You watched the entire thing.
That doesn't mean I know what's going on.
Did you watch it too fast? Is that what happened?
No, I
watched
just
him too
not
fast.
very quick.
Oh,
right?
no, you're pretty quick. Don't say
There's a
that
lot
about
going on in
yourself.
that show.
There is a ton going on.
So it's hard to keep up.
You know what George R. R. Martin said about it? He said that if the producers had followed the books, the show would be like 13 seasons long.
Yeah,
because the books are so dense. Like what they've done is taken like the main through points and actually changed a bunch of them. But I mean, if they went through the books, like the first book would be like 3 seasons long.
One thing that Nicole's pointed out a couple times, like especially in season 7, we noticed it. The timelines between how long it takes the characters to get from one place to another is all kinds of messed up.
It's crazy. And it was one of the biggest complaints of last year. And I mean, I think they kind of hamstringed themselves a little bit because they had to make all of this happen in 7 episodes, and then you got 6. So you got to make all of this happen, and they don't have really the budget to make every episode 2 hours long. Like they have a couple episodes this season that are 80 minutes long,
right?
But nothing that like kind of rivals a movie. So you have to you got to squeeze some things. And one of the biggest complaints last season was like it's going to take the Dothraki horde from Dragonstone to Winterfell if they rode hard 2 weeks.
Yeah,
2 weeks. But Dany's in season 7. Dany's at Dragonstone. Gendry runs from where they are with the White Walkers to Winterfell, or to the Castle Black.
Right.
Sends out the Raven, and within 12 hours, Dany's back on her dragons. And I was like, that's a bit much. I mean, I know dragons are fast, but I mean, that Raven's got to get there too.
Yeah.
You know?
It's the kind of thing you can, ultimately you can overlook, and it's not really that big a deal. But it is like when the first 6 seasons have been as drawn out as they were for appropriate reasons, and then season 7 is just like, all right, this is going.
We gotta go.
And then it becomes even harder to keep up with things because it's, everything is happening so fast.
It's true. And one of the other complaints, not a complaint, it makes sense because you have to get Cersei into the action somehow because she's not going to go north and blah, blah, blah. But they're like, I don't know, let's go beyond the wall, grab a white and take it all the way to King's Landing. It's like,
she doesn't even have to do anything. You can just have her brooding in her room and it's an effective scene.
She's so good.
Yeah, she's
Lena Headey
great.
is so amazing.
Yeah.
But yes, I'm glad you finally got to watch the episode. I'm glad you had a good time with all your friends.
I'm sorry we can't talk about it more.
No, it's fine. I mean, invite me to a watch party and we can talk about it all I want.
You don't want to come to a watch party.
What? I can't hear you. There's someone outside talking to me.
Mornings at the Cabin, the podcast, where we cut out all the great music and you're left with the rest.
Good Friday on Friday. What's so good about it, you ask? Well, let's not get into what Good Friday is about.
It's a day off.
It's a day off.
What's not good about that?
Someone did something for that day off.
Yeah, so you be thankful.
Yeah, I am thankful.
All right.
Wait, no, I'm thankful at Thanksgiving. I'm not going to be thankful on Good Friday. I'm going to be good on Good Friday.
Oh, okay.
That's right. Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah, spend the day being good.
I like that.
Doing good things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
I'll probably play Borderlands or something. Okay, again, I know this is not Cabin Sports Radio, and Lecter, I know you had a full plate the other night.
Overflowing
plate.
Oh,
but now
everywhere.
This is something. This is for the first time in history.
Yes,
since these things have been recorded, which is like the 20s. A President's Cup, a President's Trophy winning team, meaning for those lay people out there, meaning the team that had the most points in the regular season. It's not unheard of for them to be out in the first round because it has happened. It's the first time a President's Trophy winning team has been swept out of the first round, and from what I understand, swept ever.
What a bunch of pathetic losers!
Tampa Bay taken out by the Columbus Blue Jackets, who backed their way into the playoffs on like the last day of the season. But here's the thing, and this is what you and I were talking about, I think, a little while ago, is that Columbus has been playing playoff hockey for a month.
Yeah.
And Tampa Bay has not really faced any adversity because they just destroyed everyone. in the regular season.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, we've talked with Ollie about this, who of course does not agree with the playoff format.
I want to take the thread that we had last night between the three of us and just post it as one of our posts. He is just beside himself that hockey is the way it is. He doesn't understand why they play 82 games and then have playoffs. And I used last night's game as an example. I texted him. I said, "This is why you play the games, Ollie.
Right.
You play to win the game. Playoffs."
And I think
this
he
is why you do
understands
playoffs.
that. It's just he struggles with the concept that you play 82 games to find out who is the best team in the league.
When the best team in the league is the Tampa Bay Lightning, but not on this day.
And then you go on from there, and they really don't have any advantage. And you know what? I get where he's coming from. I understand that, like, yeah, it's true. You play 82 games. You play a grueling, long season for really minimal to no payoff, ultimately. Yeah, you get home ice advantage. But again, you get about the same advantage, more or less, that, like, the 6th place overall team gets.
But what you have last night as an example is that you have to kick it into another gear.
Yes.
Like this is the second season. You have to play a completely different game.
Yeah.
Because they played their game and they got booted real quick.
Did they play their game?
I guess not.
I don't even know if they
Columbus
achieved that
just
at any
clogged
point.
up everything.
And so that was the thing. So thank you for trolling Ollie and deciding to send him a message about that. And then Ollie launched into a tirade. And we
walls of text.
We went back and forth about the stupidity and the great thing about Premier League soccer and how that's formatted, and NHL hockey and how that's formatted. And in the end, we actually came to a very amicable understanding.
Pardon me, I believe we have a call.
Oh, we have a call.
We do.
Uh-oh, here it comes. That's our call music.
Yeah, that is our call music. Ollie? Are you there? Ollie?
Ollie?
I can't hear him. He is.
This is what happens.
Oh, it's still connecting.
Oh.
This is what happens when you call in.
Yeah, this is why we don't take calls live on the air. It just derails everything.
This is bad radio. But at least he was listening.
But you made a very good point.
Yes.
That being that what you ended up seeing was that the team that was the most oh, it's such a bouncy little tune. Just takes me right out of what I'm trying to do.
That's fine. Go ahead.
What we saw all season, which was the Tampa Bay Lightning, the undisputed best team all season long.
Yes.
In games that are just one-offs, essentially. What is going
unavailable.
on there?
Please leave a message after the beep.
Hi, Ollie. I think you were trying to phone us. I don't know. We're in the middle of a show. I don't know. It feels like maybe we crossed some wires or something like that. I don't know. I hope you're having a great day. And really too bad that you couldn't put your 2 cents in on this little break that we have. Soccer's terrible. And choosing a winner based on aggregate scoring is silliness. Talk to you later. So
now you've trolled him twice.
Yes,
in the past 24
but that's
hours.
what I mean. That was my point. Like, he's talking about having a playoffs throughout the entire season, and then like having aggregate scoring matter. So Tampa Bay was a plus 100.
Yes.
Columbus was not that.
No.
Say Columbus is like plus 40. So at the end of the season, Columbus has to score 60 goals in the series to Tampa Bay's 0 for them to tie.
Yeah. That sort of thing works in a league where 2-1 is a high-scoring game.
Oh, God, what an exciting game. 2-1.
But, I can't really see how that would work at all in the NHL, the way it's currently formatted. I mean, the thing is, like, there's always people who complain that the NHL season is too long and that the NHL playoffs are too long.
Love it all.
I could call myself a traditionalist. I like it the way it is. I don't want it to change necessarily.
He just messaged, said, you didn't pick up, gutted. I absolutely picked up. And then I called you back. Just too scared to talk hockey with me. But I understand that. I am too scared to talk hockey with you because it's like talking to Scott about Game of Thrones.
But the thing is, like you said,
he's watched it, but
don't get on Game of Thrones. We don't need to go there. But the Tampa Bay Lightning, like you said, had the most talented roster in the league. Thus, they won the most games. I think they only lost like 14 or 15 games all season.
They won 15 more games than Columbus.
But for when it's one-off games, you have one game in Florida, then
When
you
the
have
chips
one
are
game
down.
in Boston, then you
Yeah.
have one game in New York. You can really just go from game to game, and if you happen to have a bad game, you forget about it. You go on to the next one. It's against a totally different opponent.
That's right.
what makes the playoffs special, because there is that personal, emotional battle against one team.
Yeah.
And you have to beat them four times.
4 times.
Out of 7 games.
Yeah, you don't
before
walk into
they beat you 4 times.
You don't walk into a game in the play downs or whatever soccer does and be like, well, we're actually ahead by 10 goals on aggregate. We don't even really need to play this game.
Yeah.
But we will.
And so a team like Columbus, like you said, came into the playoffs having faced a month or 2 worth of adversity, just trying to make it into the playoffs.
Tampa Bay made the playoffs a month and a half ago.
Yeah, they had nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
Yeah, they still looked great and still looked crisp heading into the playoffs, but they didn't really face any adversity all season, so they didn't have to have a moment where they're like, we need to be a better team to overcome this and actually do something when it counts, which is the playoffs. And lo and behold, they're gone.
Yes, it's pretty nutty. It's a great hockey story for sure. Ollie did use Leicester City as an example for a team, an underdog team winning a championship. To me, that just illustrates how stupid soccer is. That a beer league team can win the Champions League final a year later. That doesn't make any sense. How that is held up as some example that soccer is great makes no sense.
You know what? I think that's pretty great, too.
It's gonna make a great independent British movie one of these days.
Want the meat and potatoes of the morning show with none of the filler? You've got it with the Mornings at the Cabin podcast. That's a strange breakfast, though.
This morning show brought to you by the UCP of Alberta. Get a truck.
Jerk.
Get a truck, you jerk. What do you think this is? BC? I have no idea what we're talking about.
We got an economy to revive here.
Yeah. You know that dead commodity? We're bringing it back. It's like the Motley Crue performing at Rock and Rails. This shouldn't happen. Let's bring it back anyway, though.
Let's not revisit that.
Once again, I deeply apologize for anybody who might have been offended by what happened yesterday. Oh, goodness. Coming up next week, the big show, the big spring musical. Tom Riggins Theatrics puts on a musical every year. This year is no different, and this year, it's ABBA time. If you like ABBA, Mamma Mia is going to be for you. It opens next Thursday, and there will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 shows. Go to nacnt.ca for ticket info. I know that's the closing night sold out.
Already?
Already.
Wow.
That's right. I already got my tickets.
Wow, that's
Closing
amazing.
night. That's right.
Huh.
So, I mean, obviously, they put on great shows every year. This is a real crowd pleaser. Mamma Mia, if you haven't seen it, is what do they call it? Not a rock opera. I guess you could call it that.
Do they call it?
No, a jukebox musical.
Oh.
Is what they call it. Because what they do is that it's not songs written for the show. They take songs that are famous already and kind of weave a narrative into these songs.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say, a bop? Is it a bop?
Oh, it's a bop.
Are the kids calling it a bop?
Everything ABBA does is a bop.
Or a
Honestly,
banger.
I understand there's people out there that don't like ABBA.
What?
I understand. And at the same time, you're a monster. Go to nacnt.ca for ticket info on Mamma Mia, playing 8 times next week and the week after. It's going to be an awesome time. I have been listening to ABBA songs in my home for 3 months. It better be good. No, it's going to be great.
Are you in the show?
I am not.
No.
I am not. I auditioned for it, and
Cut!
they didn't give me the part I wanted, so I told them, no, go screw. No, I looked at it, and I was actually like, the time, this is the thing about these productions, is that the time that it takes that the people put into these things, the amount of time and work is incredible. Yeah. And so I looked at it and I was like, I don't think I can do this. I don't think I can put everything I need into it without losing my marbles. Phoenix, on the other hand, is just like, yeah, I'll take on another show.
Phoenix loves losing her marbles.
Oh my God, she loves it. She has lost her marbles completely. It's going to be a fantastic show. A lot of talented people. There's like 50 people in this show. Yeah. It's a huge cast.
Well, I remember what an undertaking it was to get it fully casted.
Of course.
It seemed like it was, it took, there were like several kind of recalls to be like, hey, we need more men in the show, or we need more women or people who are willing to sing.
Yeah, and with like any community theater, it's easier to get women for whatever reason, and then like there's a lot. It's a man heavy show. Anyway, a lot of male leads, and they're difficult to find because you need to find someone who can sing really well, but also act and dance, because there's a lot of dancing in this one. So it's like this show is 2 hours long, and there's like 75 minutes of music in it. So that is an insane amount of music, and the amount of work that's gone into this is just incredible. These guys meet like 3 or 4 times a week, and a
few friends of the cabin are part of the cast. So,
the voice of the cabin is part of the cast, and she doesn't know it yet, but she's going to be a guest on our show next week.
Okay,
we're going to tell her about that later on. But Jill Elaine, in the show, amongst other people, so many people in this show that everybody. I mean, and that's the other great thing about community theater is that in a show this big, there's so many people that know people, so you want to come out and see it. You want to come out and support. So.
Yeah. Well, and plus you probably haven't seen them in the last 2 months.
That's right, because they're never around.
That's right,
because they're working too hard. And I've seen some videos. Obviously, Phoenix is choreographing it as well, so she showed me some videos. It looks great.
Awesome.
They're going to have a great time. The show is a lot of fun. So go to NACNT.ca to get your tickets. And if you want tickets for closing night, you might have to beg for them on the street.
The Mornings at the Cabin podcast was recorded before a sort of live, thankfully not in the studio, audience.
So we found out yesterday that Murray's Curbside's Treats and Eats will not be open again this summer. They're winding it down after 5 years. Murray made the announcement on his Facebook page yesterday, and the story is up at cabinradio.ca, titled "A Truckalypse Now."
You like it.
I do like it, but it's just it's a bit on the nose, I think. Food truck closure leaves Slim YK Pickens. Right now, it seems that One of a Thai and Saffron are the only ones left.
That was all we could think of off the top of our heads.
Right?
We were talking about...
No Noodle Monster anymore.
Yeah, no Noodle Monster.
NWT, like the fish and chips place, maybe? The one that's been out on the ice all winter?
Commented that on the Facebook thread, that the fish and chips truck may be around.
That'd be great.
Don't really know for sure. Big Guy Fries was another one that someone brought up because they've been in a few, more than a few special events.
That's right.
But I don't know. I don't recall if they did just a general along Franklin food truck before that.
And we did kind of think of Wise Guy. Because that TPD is kind of wrapping it up. They're going to finish up at the end of May here, to finish off their lease at that place, I think, is the plan.
Okay.
I was wondering if they were going to check it off again, because they did have a food truck briefly last year. But I was wondering what they were going to do.
Yeah.
I'm very curious as to what the future of TPD will be.
So the market's hot right now.
Hot.
Food trucks in Yellowknife.
Friggin' lemonade stand, something, anything you want to do out there, you can do it.
And I forgot about this until Ollie put out the article that Copper House was talking about doing. They've done, I guess, a few pop-up locations, and there's like kind of some rumors that maybe they might do some kind of food truck thing, but I don't know if that's at all in their plans.
Interesting.
But they're always interesting at Copper House.
They are.
Keep you on your toes to a degree, so who knows what they got planned.
They seem to be doing pretty well now. Seem to have settled into a nice niche.
Yeah.
Right? I've been there a few times. It's great. I mean, the food's great, and they do have a lot of beer, so I appreciate that.
And I mean, we know it's a lot of work to run a food truck, and you kind of have to take advantage of the opportunities that present themselves. That's so if you want to do something else, you don't really have that opportunity. The summer is only so long, so I mean, you kind of got to cash in when you can.
That's right.
So
get in, get your money, get out.
Yeah. So all the best to Murray, of course, and Murray Jones, and thank you for his service, his treats and eats.
Missed that meatball sub, man.
Yeah, it
was so good.
So people were talking about the lemonade too.
The lemonade's excellent.
I haven't had the lemonade in a while, but I do remember it being excellent.
Excellent. Yes. It was excellent. So many squills and lemons. So yeah, food truck, ton of work. Hopefully someone out there maybe wants to throw their hat into the ring.
Well, I'm wondering, and I wasn't sure if he was looking to necessarily sell it, I assume, but...
Sell me a food truck, Murray.
You're not going to go behind my name. I'm not putting my name out there for you.
That's right.
Yeah.
And now that we've talked about this, I'm sure we will get emails about our impending food truck opening. The Cabin Radio food truck. Whatever we got lying around. We got some day-old muffins. That's what we'll sell. I'll buy the day-olds from Java Roma. No one will eat them, and then we will sell them.
Thanks for listening. Check out more from the show at cabinradio.ca.